Hello, this is GeoTechland, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. And there's a lot of big changes in this release, starting with the latest version of GNOME. So we take a look at the settings about, we'll see that they're using GNOME 42. So this brings a lot of changes to the UI. When you go to the applications menu, it's now in this nice horizontal scroll. And the top here showing the different workspaces that you can create. And with their Ubuntu software, they've even rolled out and upgraded to the newest GNOME software as their base. Although it doesn't really give us a way to check which version of the GNOME Software Center they're using, but they're using a fairly recent one. If you can tell by the UI here, they have a newly updated theme, this sort of pearl white that I think is designed to match along with GNOME's libadwaita theme. So let's take a look at the appearance here. As you can see, they've adopted GNOME 42's dark mode switcher. So if you click dark, you go into dark mode, which works well across all the apps here. And right below it though, you'll see that you can choose accent colors. Now this isn't actually something from GNOME 42, but it's actually something Ubuntu themselves have implemented. Although we might see accent colors be implemented in the GNOME desktop environment, but I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. You can see you can switch to different colors. I think I'm going to stick with this nice blue teal color here. And then if you scroll below, they've added some new options here for desktop icons. But the most interesting part here is this panel mode. You can actually uncheck panel mode and get a much nicer looking panel here. So let me turn it on for a moment, because for the past few years, you've been able to position the panel in the bottom, but I felt like this never looked good. You know, you have the apps here and then the applications button here, and it just never looked good. But now if you remove panel mode, you get a really nice looking dock here. Very Mac OS like. Honestly, in my opinion, this should be the default look. A lot of Mac users may feel at home here. If we go to the terminal, we'll see that by default, it ships with kernel 5.15. And then if we do a GLX info, we can take a look at the latest Mesa driver that Ubuntu ships with, which is 22.0.1. The one interesting thing here is whether, for the next version of GNOME, whether Ubuntu will ship with libadwaita apps. If you go to the file manager and you click about files, they're on Files 42, but Files 43 will come with Files app, which is using libadwaita, although I guess there might be a way to not use the libadwaita theme necessarily, but we'll see how that goes. Overall though, I really like all these changes to the UI. You know, the dark mode, the accent colors, the nice looking panel in the bottom here. And I think out of the box, Ubuntu is a lot more appealing to the average user now. The only real downside is the fact that Ubuntu insists on promoting snaps. I really wish they would just use Flatpaks, because if you go to the App Store, it loads Snap applications only, whereas there's a lot of really cool apps on FlatHub, like Rnotes, which you can't find in the Ubuntu Software Center. Yet if you go to FlatHub, you can see that a cool app like Artnote is available. But otherwise, Ubuntu has made some really good changes here, and they're now a distro that I can recommend to a new user coming to Linux. But let me know your thoughts. Do you like the changes Ubuntu made here? What can they still improve on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you liked my video, please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all next time. If you're enjoying my video, you can subscribe to me on YouTube, PeerTube, follow me on Odyssey. You could also support me on Liberapay, Patreon. See links in the description below.